It's Valentine's Day and everyone's looking for love. Unfortunately for you, the outside world is scary and full of murderers, thieves, and people who litter in public parks. So I'm here to show you a world where you can have your very own hot guy TM with none of the detriments of a real living man in 5 easy steps. Welcome to my TED Talk. The first step to romantic enlightenment is to know what an otome game is. A Google search might lead you to believe they're only visual novels where you, a girl, date a harem of boys. You might also walk out of that search thinking they're only made by these studios. You'd be wrong. The true answer is any game where you are a person and can date. Steam Prison, otome game. Harvest Moon, otome game. Fire Emblem, otome game. Baldur's Gate, otome game. Otome purists will try to tell you otherwise, but they're wrong and that's why no one loves them. The second step to romantic enlightenment is to know what setting appeals to your depraved imagination. Otome games can range from your high school fantasies to fantasy high schools, but the only true limit is your ability to speak Japanese. If you want to experience every love, you're going to need to download Duolingo and let the bird beat you half to death with kanji. And while you're there, make sure to avoid the temptation to download one of the hundreds of mobile games. They may look nice, but in the immortal words of Portal 1, that cake is a lie. If you become a mobile player, your soul will be slowly siphoned off through daily passes and microtransactions. But even if you do make it out of that encounter alive, you still won't be able to find a good sexy otome because remember, no woman has ever been horny in the history of forever. Sex scenes are illegal and holding hands is hot. Once you've settled on a game, you need to make peace with the fact that you're about to give up a week of your life so you can see a JPEG smile at you. Don't worry, this is normal. Soon you will feel no guilt ignoring all your real relationships for the brief high of a hot ghost telling you to study for your exams. The third step to romantic enlightenment is to pick the best boy. You'll be given a selection of 3 to 5 guys who will most likely fall into one of several categories. The key to finding true love is being able to judge a book by its cover. If the boy has short black hair and is on the cover of the box/promo art, he's the chosen one who is chosen to somehow be tied to your incredible backstory while also inevitably being the most boring one. If that's your type, I can't help you. You have garbage taste and don't deserve love. If the boy has short blonde hair and an adorable smile, he's your little brother. Sometimes literally. These characters are timid, obsessed with cute things, probably have a sweet tooth, and may or may not have a complex on what it means to be a man. If this is your type, you need to memorize the holy verse of the stepbro. We are not related by blood. If the boy has glasses, he's an intellectual, most likely a doctor or scientist who's going to be smart, and that's his defining characteristic. He'll always be an okay pick, but he's never going to be a fan favorite. If the boy has a feminine face and a generally tall and lanky frame, he's a model. Everyone wants him, and only by not immediately falling for his charms do you win his heart. If he's your favorite, that means you're a basic and that's okay. The whole point of the genre is to drool over hot pictures of fake, unobtainable men. We are all basic. If the boy has red hair, he's a dud. Red hair means silly goofball. I don't make the rules, I just tell you how to feel about them. There are other archetypes, but I've done enough of your homework for you. You'll have to learn if you have daddy issues all by yourself. However, if you're looking for a best boy with skin darker than the surface of the moon, you'll have to look at Western releases, because while you'd think the Japanese would make games with clearly Japanese characters, you wouldn't be alone if you thought they were all white. There are 2 constants, however, that transcend whatever archetype a character seems to be. One is that the longer the hair, the hotter the guy. This is an obvious fact that you should have learned in the womb. If you're a short hair stan, then you can follow in his footsteps and drive your car off a bridge. The second is a warning that if the character has this smile, he's trouble. There is something wrong with his head and you need to leave. If you don't, you have consented to whatever corrupted route he takes you on. Sometimes this makes him best boy, but other times you'll end up dead in a cage. The fourth step to romantic enlightenment is to actually play the game. This is where you learn the deep dark secret of the genre no one wants to tell you. They've tricked us filthy degenerates into reading. But that can't stop you now that you've started your new life as an orphan magical student princess in a world where somehow your burnt toast personality has attracted the attention of every eligible bachelor. Your new challenge will be trying to understand the difference between telling the guy you like that you believe in him versus you can do it, because the gameplay of an otome is a series of arbitrary coin flips that determine if you deserve to live happily ever after or break up as your dreams crumble around you. And depending on how fast you read, it might take 10 hours to complete a single route, so instead of analyzing the personality of the guy you're trying to bang and making decisions based on a connection you formed over hours of gameplay, you're going to look up a guide that gives you all the correct answers. This isn't cheating, it's basic time management. The fifth and last step to romantic enlightenment is finishing the route and trying another, only to feel disappointed when your second pick turns out worse than the first. You're going to feel the urge to complete the game, to see every ending and every CG, but true enlightenment comes from realizing that's a waste of your time and you're better off starting the next game in your backlog of dozens of games you haven't even started yet. Learn to let go, because completion is pointless, and if you get too attached to a particular game, you might be stuck down the rabbit hole of Otome merch. If you fall in, there's no climbing out. You'll soon be going to cons with a semi-clear backpack that shows off all the pins and keychains you have for your chosen best boy. This isn't a death sentence, but there is a real chance you'll never be able to love again. If you do reach enlightenment, however, you'll be gifted with the ability to expand beyond mortal man. Options will open up to you to explore all of your depraved kinks, like demons, historical figures, dragons, birds, the undead, the founder of KFC, a suit of armor, dinosaurs, and worst of all, women. This is where the true power of Otome games is revealed, and you'll become part of a community that spans the globe, bonding over the fact that in the end we all just want to find love and have to go through terrible trauma and hardship to get it. Open your heart and let your freak flag fly. Happy Valentine's Day.